Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take a look at one of the shows that I really love on the internet. It's called the Iced Coffee Hour. And I'll tell you why I like this. First off, it doesn't try to fit into a box like a 13-minute video or a 2-minute TikTok. It's a good old-fashioned sit down and know your guest. And when I first saw this, I called it the Tonight Show of YouTube. Now, for those of you that don't remember the Tonight Show, you might remember this. Here's Johnny. That was the introduction of Ed McMahon introducing Johnny Carson, who did the Tonight Show the majority of the years that show was around. And it started off as an hour show, and then it went to an hour and a half. And then as Johnny got older, he kind of bowed out. He'd do 4 nights, and then the next year he did 3 nights, and then I think the last year he just popped in and out, had different guest hosts. But I want to go through, and I want to draw the comparisons between the Iced Coffee Hour and the Johnny Carson Show, or the Tonight Show, and show you just how similar they are. Now, I am sure nobody on that show watched the Tonight Show, but it just turned out that way. They're both an hour and a half show. They both have a star and a co-host. And on the Iced Coffee Hour, Graham Stephan is the star, and he's got a co-host. And each week they have a different guest. Now this is a little bit different because in a Tonight Show he would have an average of 2 to 3 guests a week. They both had really nice sets, and in the set that the Iced Coffee Hour uses, they face each other, and they're not done. It's not done live. It's done. I mean, they record it live in the same room, but there's no audience. When the Tonight Show was on, they had a live audience. It's a relaxed atmosphere on the Iced Coffee Hour, and Johnny made it very relaxed on the Tonight Show. On the Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson, he was known for giving comedians their start in the business. That was his thing. That's why the actors went on there. Because he had a lot of viewers, and that's why he was able to stay on there forever. He would come on and he would do a 4, 5, 6 minute monologue. Then he'd have some guests, and they had music play, and another thing that I noticed is the Tonight Show had a live band, and the band director, I can't remember his name, but his band director became, part of the show. They'd show pictures of him playing the introduction, or he'd get a talking line every so often. And I noticed that Graham Stephan is doing that with his editor, Alex. Once in a while, they'll turn the camera over to him, and he gets to ask a question or put in his 2 cents worth. And it keeps it relaxed. It keeps the camera view moving. And I always liked that. I didn't like the band leader. I thought he was an obnoxious person. But I liked the concept, and I like Alex on the Iced Coffee Hour. Now, as I said, I have watched the Iced Coffee Hour since the beginning, and that show started right as Graham's assistant Jack started. And I always felt like that was kind of his thing, just like when Alex came in, the family was kind of his thing. Where I felt like Graham Stephan was trying to have them do the majority of the work on a new show to pay for their salary. And Iced Coffee Hour worked. They've been there about a year and a half. When Jack started there, his salary was $50,000, and after a year and a half, it's making about $155,000 last I heard. So, good move all the way around. And just to give you my 2 cents worth, I love this show. I think the Iced Coffee Hour has the potential to hang around for a long time. Now, is it going to make money like the Graham Stephan Show? Probably not. But it will make a steady income over time, because the people that are going to watch that show are the same types of people that would have watched the Johnny Carson show. And he had a very loyal following. Nobody wanted to see him go, and if he didn't do the monologue, people's nights weren't complete. So I'm telling you, there is a market, and that market will be consistent. It will make money over time, and the more time that it's on, the more money it'll make, because there'll be more residual watches on the back end. I think in the long run, I think this show has the potential to make more money than the other shows combined. And I know that's saying a lot, because Graham Stephan made, I think, what did he say, $5 million last year on YouTube? But see, at some point, I think Graham Stephan is not going to want to hang around. And there's other finance guys that people will go watch. But there's not another Iced Coffee Hour that people can go watch. If they want to watch that type of entertainment, they'll need to watch that show. Now, if I had one criticism, and it's not even a criticism, it's even a suggestion. My suggestion would be they need to hire a scout or a booking person to work out, because one of the faults that I have noticed with it is, and it's not a fault, it's just what they did as the show was developing, because they had a lot of buds around there. So, they'd have one of their buds on there 3 or 4 times a year, another one 3 or 4 times a year, and that's fine, because I like their buds. But they've had a wide variety. They had a girl that did porn, and she talked openly about all the money she made and the things she did, and she said the reason she made so much porn is she had no boundaries. In fact, if I recall correctly, she said she'd had some disease 3 or 4 times from eating fecal matter. Yeah. So anyway, but they've had from her up to other finance guys. They had a Pokemon expert, a watch expert, different YouTube stars on there, the Dogecoin millionaire. I mean, they've had a lot of people on that show. And the longer they go, the harder it's going to be to find new and interesting people. I think they need to hire, Graham needs to hire a scout and have him go out and find interesting people on the internet, interesting people in life. Like, who would have thought to have a watch guy, or a car guy, or a laundromat guy? But if they can have somebody do that at least half time to line people up for the show, I think they'll have a recipe here that other people are going to try. The Tonight Show was the first in its genre, and then over time, the other two major channels had their own show too. I can't remember the names of those shows. And they were all trying to knock Johnny Carson off of the #1 spot, and they never did until Johnny left, and then they took over #1 spot. Jay Leno took over Johnny's spot, and as soon as he took over, it went in the garbage can. Which is, if you know Jay Leno, it's no surprise to me. In fact, he scheduled a show in the city that I live in, and the day or two before the show, they canceled it because they had very little ticket sales. So it doesn't surprise me. But overall, I've always called this the Iced Coffee Hour. By the way, it has increased to an hour and a half, just like the Johnny Carson show did. But I call it the Tonight Show of YouTube. And if you've never watched the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, Google it, watch a couple of episodes, you'll fall in love. Just like I did with the Iced Coffee Hour. Go over there, hit the subscribe button, show them a little love, and enjoy. It's a new genre on YouTube, and they're going to do great. Show them some love over there. The Iced Coffee Hour with Graham Stephan. You guys have yourself a great day, a great week, and happy investing.